Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Personalize the way you see everything, and then conquer. Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
How did you do that? How did you do that? Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ESL India Premiership 2017. Now, I'm Oren Pershimashari, your host for the day, and this is the last relegation for this summer season. That means we're one step closer to our final that was going to happen on 1st and 2nd of July in Mumbai. So let's take a look at the standoff, the playoff for this Clash Royale. Today's relegation match of Clash Royale is going to happen between Mukul of Starters versus Jatin from Challenger. Now, Mukul here is a player from Chandigarh. He has been playing the game since 2016 and he's a very active member in the Clash Royale community. He does generate a lot of game-related video content for YouTube, and he was placed second in the Clash Royale Summer Season June Starter Cup. If he wins today, he will proceed to play in the fall season Clash Royale Challenger League. His opponent, on the other hand, is Jatin. Jatin is based in Delhi. He is an engineering undergraduate. He has been playing the game competitively for the past 3-4 months, and he has had an awful run sadly in the June session of the summer season. He did place 8th in the Challenger League, which is why he's battling today to retain his spot in the Challengers League. So today's game is going to decide either Jatin's going to remain in Challengers or Mukul's going to take off one step forward from Starters to Challenger. Now I have my caster Manoj Super Gola ready on this other side. With him we have his co-caster Shaurya. So I'm going to hand it over to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership's relegation matches. I wouldn't say welcome back. This is the first day. We're going to be watching a game between Mukul versus JB. That's short for Jatin Bagoria. These guys are fighting for a spot in the challengers, and looks like they're both playing beatdown deck maybe.
So we guys actually have a bet running on how many times Goals is going to screw up his introduction today. And I think I always mostly win. And yeah, seeing a giant and a Pekka battle it out of the grid is really interesting. And this is, I think, one of the best, basically the best style you can get out of a Pekka, right? It's killed a 5 elixir giant, and it's going along, even getting like one more hit off, maybe killing. Last second tornado catching it, so that's not going to be the case. And overall, pretty even trade went down over there.
I wouldn't say even. Like I'm pretty sure Mukul ran out of elixir right now, placing the bandit right over there.
And the Night Witch also,
who almost got slaughtered.
So the Night Witch, I think the nerf was definitely warranted, and I don't think it was over the top either. It's still a pretty strong card on its own use cases. And a Ram coming out from Mukul. Wow. Okay, well, I'll call it a slight misplay because I feel like the Evers should have actually fallen on the Ram itself.
No way, not on the Ram. Like he couldn't have predicted that he's got Dark Goblin there, right?
No, but the Evers didn't actually go for the Dark Goblin anyway. So no, I just mean
earlier
the zap damage. Should have gotten off on the Ram as well.
True. That would be true. But okay, so it really doesn't matter though. Like, Mukul has been out pushing JB throughout the game.
I honestly think that JB basically needs to wait now until he can bait out the Pekka somehow,
because that giant is no good against the Pekka. That's just a loss of 5 elixir.
That's too much value that Mukul is actually getting on the Pekka, and that Graveyard is actually going to do a bit to stall, but not enough.
It actually managed to kill the bandit, so that's some quite value right there. Oh, lightning.
I mean, semi-value lightning first. And I think he is going to be able to defend from the Pekka. But again, he's missing that zap. I don't like.
No, see, he couldn't have zapped there, dude. Like,
I think that zap would have killed the Pekka though.
No way. He so before the Pekka died, the Electrovis got 6 shots off on the Pekka.
Yeah. And wow, now we have a Graveyard poison push coming out. So what JB was able to do was, while the Pekka was on board, he was able to cycle back, to his giant. So that sort of won him a little bit, though the Night Witch is again still a powerful secondary defense.
So again, he's doing just what we saw in the last Masters match.
So he's actually baiting the giant, but he's baiting the giant. I mean, he's baiting the Pekka, but he's baiting the giant with with a loss apparently, because he ignores the Ram and it just sort of destroys his tower. I was assuming that some form of defense is going to come up.
So he used the giant, he used the poison, and he used the Graveyard, right? He just didn't have enough elixir to drop down the evils.
I mean, he used the poison afterwards. The Ram was already down when he sort of pulled, I think, the poison off.
Then
I would check that really quick.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to check that really quick, because if he used the Graveyard poison, then well played by Mukul. But I do not think that is the case.
Well, it really doesn't matter. Like, maybe he played it later, but I remember these guys are not the pros. They may not have the best internet connections.
Really have to be that way.
No, the best internet connections. They may not be as dedicated as people like Mrana.
Honestly, JB is playing some really good defense though. Apart from that, just there. And yeah, okay. So we're not going to be able to figure it out immediately because we have more pressing matters like the second game to attend to.
Okay, so the first game goes to Mukul, 8-bit, 1 Mukul, 8-bit I Mukul.
Yeah, I think it's I.
Yeah, 8-bit I Mukul. I don't know why.
I don't know if that's supposed to be like a bar that separates his clan or something. But
probably okay. It really doesn't matter. We're just gonna go into game 2 right there.
And Mukul is in the lead with JB. So Mukul is the guy who needs to secure his place, right?
Mukul wins.
Oh, if Mukul wins, he goes. Okay. So Mukul is battling it out for his spot in Challenger now, and JB needs to sort of valiantly defend it. And a rocket deck coming out by JB. Oh wow! So it's a rocket basically cycle with Baron in it.
It's the slow cancer deck.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Oh, okay, and getting that miner under the log over there, I think JB should have waited a little bit for the log, but he's not going to take too much
See, but
damage.
that's the thing, right? The miner is the safest guy in that entire combo that you let hit the car because he
Yeah,
won't
I
do
get
much
that, of
damage.
course. That does make sense. And the bandit getting 2 hits off in the zap means she might get hit on the tower, and she will actually get hit on the tower. Wow, that's another 300 damage.
So she got the princess, she got a gang of goblins and the tar. That
Well,
was
to be fair, the goblins were got by zap. So. And wow, a night witch to answer the goblin barrel. And now how is JB going to defend this? I don't think he has anything. Yeah.
JB is definitely playing at an elixir deficit, so this is going to be really hard for him to defend.
I'm sure his tower is going to be going down.
Yeah.
3 elixir. Goblin Gang comes out, but the bats are enough to take it out. Night Witch lives. Yeah, the tower goes, and the Night Witch
he's
goes
gonna
with it. That's fine.
lose quite a bit of health on the counter.
A little bit of health. JB is definitely not in a good position, I'm going to say here.
Yeah, we haven't even entered double elixir time. Okay, so 20 seconds left into double elixir, he puts down an elixir character. That's if JB doesn't deal with that right now.
No, but why is Mukul? Why does he have an elixir collector in this deck?
Maybe to just cycle faster, and he hasn't revealed his 8th card, which is
yeah. That's
three
what I was wondering. I
musketeers.
was wondering if it's the Pekka, the Golem, or the 3 masks. And it is 3 masks. And we don't even. I don't think JB is going to be running lightning in this deck, you know?
The miner just did some work. He just slapped the princess twice and she died.
The princess dies very easily, to be fair. She really is one of those. And that's going to be a 3-crown victory. I'm calling it right now. There is nothing
True,
JB
yeah.
can do to defend this. Princess, too little, too late.
Well played coming out from Mukul.
3-0.
Right there.
And is that the. Yeah, that's going to put Mukul as like 2-0 against JB over here. Yes, JB's play has really been slipping. And Mukul, I guess, gets to.
That spot is up for grabs for now for Mukul. Oh wait, so let's see. Looks like we have a little confusion between the players whether it is a best of 3 or best of 5, but we are going to let our admin come in and say that it's a best of 5.
So we get to see at least one more game.
Yes.
The admin is like, this voice from God. It's not supposed to be existing anywhere that you randomly sort of hear it.
It's a sign.
Yeah.
It's a sign. This is the way.
So yeah. And wow, just I guess the players weren't ready. I guess Mukul was sort of premature celebration going on over there. But now they're going to take some time. What do you think JB is going to do? What do you think JB can do to get back?
Well, JB has been clearly outplaying Mukul. Sorry, Mukul has been clearly outplaying JB on each and every single deck that he's tried.
I don't know if it's so much Mukul outplaying JB or if it's just like JB not playing well, honestly. Like, I don't think Mukul has really pulled off too many fancy moves. But yeah.
And he has been playing sort of non-standard decks, man. Like
yeah, that is true. That is true.
The first game, though, he got like truly outdrafted. A Pekka versus a Giant. There was nothing really that he could do.
I mean, of course he could.
Even if he played at the levels of Prashad or Ruben,
he could, of course. Like I said, what he needed to do was bait out the Pekka first. He was playing the Giant first. You cannot do that in that situation. You have to keep defending till your opponent plays out the Pekka.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? There was just too much pressure on him.
And going into game 3 here with Mukul in the lead 2-0, and he's already played out a lightning in response to the pump. So that ram is going to connect, yeah. Oh, last minute tornado coming out. And that ram is still going to
connect. That miner from behind, like just tanking the dart this whole time.
Wow, he got half of his star. So I guess JB now learned like some renewed vigor. He thought his life was over, but
okay. So now he's playing the 3 Musketeer deck. Let's see if he's already used his Executioner. Did he also use the Tornado? He did.
He did use the Tornado. I mean, Mukul used the Tornado.
If he has a heal in this deck, I'm right now telling you, I'm switching teams and cheering for JB right now.
Dude, definitely. I love anybody. And that log. Wow! What did JB do there? He just sacrificed his Goblin Gang blood sacrifice.
See, a sacrifice is when you do something, when you willingly kill something to get something out of it.
That was like a blood sacrifice to the gods. I have no idea what he did of that. But that minion horde is actually going to be very, very annoying for Mukul to deal with because he doesn't really have much apart from the executioner, you know.
No, so he can use the executioner on one to defend one and use the tornado to defend the other. Like they are not high HP cards.
No, I know, but if he doesn't have the execution in cycle and he sort of plays his hog, what does he do to the minion horde?
Okay, so nothing like that.
Apparently nothing is the answer. Okay, because the minion horde wasn't played.
Well, he has an Ice Spirit too.
And Ice Spirit is not enough, I think, for the entire minion horde.
And the last hog that Mukul just used put the enemy
The
star at
thing
11
that happened
HP.
is that, yeah, JB just didn't have any elixir to defend that push, right? Because he sort of spent all his elixir attacking Mukul's left star. And that is going to be JB's star falling. And even though he had a sort of explosive start, things seem to be coming back to their usual ways almost. Oh man, his star is going to go down at this rate. 1200 HP already.
30 seconds left. Not only does JB have to equalize it by bringing down the left R, which is the fastest one he can get down, but first he
And
has to.
sitting at like 10 elixir for that long is not something he can do. And okay, so JB just apparently honestly lost his game because he played worse. So there's nothing more to say. Doing things like that, playing as a 3-mass gradient when it is running a lightning without baiting the lightning out first is how you lose this game basically. But that's Clash in a nutshell.
This is like watching Yu-Gi-Oh! You activated by trap card. Like there is, see, everything that Mukul did, JB used a card that was weaker to it. Like why would he do that?
I don't know.
This is a game of rock paper scissors, right?
Playing the Goblin Gang into a log to like playing 3 musketeers out in the open way.
chairman India Premiership 2017. Congratulations to Mukul on taking a step forward and taking his spot in the challengers. This is what relegation is all about. It's a moment to give, shining moment. We have to give people opportunity to climb up the ladder. Now, I hope you guys haven't forgotten our sponsors. Yeah, let's take a moment over here to thank you, to thank everyone who has made this sponsor. We gotta talk about sponsors, and our title sponsor, Omen by HP, HyperX, Zoe by BenQ. These are the guys who make this happen so you guys can enjoy moments like this. And this is all organized by Non-Win Gaming. I'm Arun Pershim Yashariari, and let's take a look at the playoff for this Dota 2 match. Today's Dota 2 relegation match is going to happen between Disciplines of Pain versus Team XRG. Now, Discipline of Pain, that's kind of look like a spin-off to Queen of Pain. Disciples of Pain, I'm sorry. I just got, Queen of Pain. She's one of my favorite characters in the game. Now, speaking of the team, 4 players are from Mumbai and 1 from Bangalore. They've been playing from Dota 1 days. That's quite old if you ask me. So, they are led by Abhishek Archon, and they were placed second at the end of the summer season June Starter Cup. If they win today, you guys know what happens. The team will go and play in the fall season Challenger League. Now let's take a look at the team that they have to win for that to happen. Their opponent team, XRG, is based in Mumbai. It's one of the oldest Dota 2 teams that we know of. Woof! One of the team is led by Mihir Shroff. I mean, that kind of reminds me of Jackie Shroff, but let's not go into there. XRG has been at the forefront of recognizing Dota 2 talent in the country. The team includes people like Jeet Swifty, Kundra. They have Negi in it, so they have known to pick out talent. The team was part of the summer season April Master League, but they did perform poorly and were relegated to Challenger League. Looking for a win today is a good thing for them because they'll retain the spot in Challenger. I mean, they have to kind of defend their title over here. So there's just one way to find out if the starter team is going to take over the Challenger team. There's just one way to find out, and that's going to be when my caster is going to tell you. So the players are getting ready. I'm going to send it over to the casters.
did you do that? How did you do that? Did you think it was?
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Personalize the way you see everything. And then conquer. exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
kill! Godlike ultra kill. Rampage.
A long time I've been waiting. A long time I've been waiting. A long time I've been waiting.
How did you do that? How did you do that? broadcast as radio impulses into space. And all that they're being heard on every radio telescope on the entire Earth.
Unstoppable. Wicked sick. Monster kill.
Did you think it was?
The signals are broadcast as radio impulses into space. And all that they're being heard on.
Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL India Premiership. We're here towards the end stages of Phase 3 for the Summerland, or rather Summer Phase. It's Disciples of Pain going up against XRG Gaming. And for those of you wondering who I am, I'm CloudX from AFP Gaming. This match has been resuscitated from the brink of death, I have to say, XRG. I had my money running on the fact that they might have actually been DQ'd due to their delayed arrival, but the Dota gods have blessed them. The ESL folks have blessed them. They are going to get a shot here to take down Disciples of Pain. But I have to say, XRG, they've really fallen from grace so far. This is a team that started off in the Masters League at the start of the season, if I'm not mistaken. And they have just stumbled from one phase to the next to the lower relegated leagues. Here at the end, they're possibly the only team that's fallen all the way from the Masters to the starters. But that depends on whether or not they can take a win off from Disciples of Pain here. As for DOP, they're not completely unknown. I have to say they're a team that did play Dota back in 2013-14, I believe. They played a lot of Dota back then, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of guys having fun while, you know, getting the thrill of competition in as well. So, I mean, I'm sure they'd love a win here, but I don't think they'd be raging at each other if they lost either. As for XRG, I wonder if they're taking this seriously, though, because I know they've had a few roster shuffles. They've lost some of their players to Aggressive 5. Negi, in particular, did leave their ranks. But they are a team that has proven their mettle in the past. Let's see if they can prove themselves once again and stay in the challengers going into the fall phase. One thing's for certain, though. Neither of these two teams are going to be making it to the upcoming Summer Land phase. Anyway, the Disciples of Pain are going to open up with the Darkseer and the Spirit Breaker as their first two. They've opted to ban out the Treant and the LC, while Jakiro and Bristleback will get slapped with the ban hammer from XRG. As for their first pick, it is the Disruptor. Not a bad choice versus the Spirit Breaker. You can always glimpse him back a few steps when he comes charging in at you. You've also got the Disruptor, who's really good versus that Darkseer pick, in lane especially. So the glimpse, one of the best ways to deal with the surged and full speed running away Darkseer. Pull him right back into close range for your spells and auto attacks to land on him. But let's see what they go with as their next few picks. You still have a few potent cores in the mix that could be picked up here. Lina could be their middle laner of choice, but that's where the Spirit Breaker works wonders, charging in at a mid Lina who's quite squishy if you can close the gap that her long range provides her with. XRG, 1 minute 36 seconds on the clock. They're really thinking this through. Either that or they've disconnected. Nope, no DC is coming out. It's going to be the Underlord, not a hero that we've been seeing too much of on the competitive circuit, but one that could be effective. I assume this is going to be an off-lane Underlord. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, he is a versatile hero that can be run in almost any role, but the off-lane Underlord is something that's really worked wonders for many a team. Disciples of Pain, they'll ban out the Slaughter. They don't want to go up against an absurd amount of physical damage with the Amp and the Atrophy Aura from the Underlord stacking up his physical DPS. There will be a Tinker ban coming out from XRG. I'm not too certain why they've chosen to ban out the Tinker here. But perhaps they just... I mean, they've got the Disruptor who works okay versus the Tinker, I guess. And they've also got the opportunity to pick up a Storm Spirit if they needed to at the middle lane. But yeah, I guess Tinker ban is justified if you're not going to pick up something in the off lane to deal with it. And there isn't too much room for... well, I was about to say there isn't too much room for a Clockwork, but you can always see the support Clockwork being picked up by XRG. We've got an Ember Spirit ban coming out next from them, while Terrorblade gets hit with the ban from DOP. They've gone into the Ursa pick up next, so 3 very tanky picks coming out as their first 3. But I'm still not sure if that's going to be a mid Ursa or if it's going to be a safe lane Ursa. I think that's going to depend on what XRG picks up as their final pick.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Anyway, you've got a full minute and 30 seconds on XRG's side for them to pick up a hero now. They're looking for their secondary support, which I assume should be a roaming support. Perhaps a Riki pick, but...
Chen.
Oh, wow. Okay, they're going to go with the Chen. Did not see this coming from a mile away, but I like it, I have to say. I do. I mean, I've been a firm believer that this is the patch for Chen to succeed in. However, I don't know if Chen is really... I mean, Chen is one of those heroes that you really need to be... how do I put this? You've got to be a good Chen player if you really want to have a huge impact in the game. Because Chen's a hero that can be punished very easily. Especially when there's a hero like the Spirit Breaker who's... Assuming this is a support Spirit Breaker, he's got nothing better to do than to run behind the Chen in the jungle for the first few minutes of the game. And if the Darkseer wants to rotate in from the offlane into the jungle, there's always the possibility that he just throws out an Ion Shell on one of Chen's creeps and forces him to micro his creep away from his hero, and that causes all sorts of problems as well. But we'll have to see what Disciples of Pain goes with as their 4th pickup now, because they've got to know that it's a subtle push coming out from XRG. With that Chen pickup, they could definitely mow down early towers and get themselves a bit of a gold advantage going into the mid-game phase. To that end, I would like to see this Ursa being run in the safe lane and then a Lina being picked up for the mid. Alternatively, they could always pick up the Keeper of the Light as their 5 position support here. But they're going to go with the Death Prophet, so they'll fight fire with fire, picking up some push of their own. Their middle lane has now been secured, which does mean that we're seeing a safe lane Ursa here. He's going up against an Underlord, so that's a pretty good matchup for the Ursa. The Fury Swipes help to negate some of the damage reduction coming out from the Underlord's Atrophy Aura.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
XRG, 4th pick on the board and a full minute on the reserve clock to take a decision here.
Reserve time.
What are we going to see coming out from them now? They've already revealed 2 of their supports, and they should be looking to pick up a mid and a 1 position. As far as mids go, the Dragon Knight could work, assuming that they do want to mount a bit of a push here. But then again, Dragon Knight's not the best matchup versus a DP.
Outworld Devourer.
Dire team ban.
Alright, it is going to be an OD pickup coming out from them as their 4th pick. So OD versus Death Prophet, yeah, good matchup, no doubt. Not to mention a good matchup versus the Ursa. Having that Astral Imprisonment is a great way to kite around that Ursa. And, well, while he's enraged and not taking any damage, at least you'll be stealing intelligence with Arcane or right clicks on him. What's XRG going to go with as their last pickup here? Their 1 position hero. What's a good hero that deals with the Ursa and the Death Prophet in the late game? I personally like the Slark here. I think XRG would do really well to pick up the Slark. It's a lineup from DOP that doesn't have too much AoE control. And Spirit Breaker really doesn't add too much value versus that Slark at all. We do have a Sven ban coming out from DOP, so they were a bit worried about the armor bonus coming out from the Warcry. But yeah, if XRG's read this draft correctly, they should pick up the Slark right about now. Alternatively, a Weaver wouldn't be terrible either. Mobility versus a lineup with a lack of lockdowns, always a good choice. Also, a natural Mantis style builder to deal with that silence from the Death Prophet. One thing I don't want to see is an anti-mage though, because I think that's going to make XRG's draft a bit too greedy.
Reserve time.
Well, they've got just 20 seconds to take a decision here. I'm actually thinking DOP wants to pick up a slightly aggressive 5-position support here. Some sort of lockdown, maybe some AoE stuns as well to deal with that Chen coming in. Ouch. A last pick Chaos Knight. Okay, I didn't see this coming, but this is amazing. This is a really smart pick coming out from XRG. Ursa excels at doing tons of damage to a single target in a short span of time. Chaos Knight is just the perfect answer to that with the Phantasm. I love this pick. I think it's gonna win XRG this game if they play their cards right. But DOP's 5-position needs to be something smart here. They need a way to deal with the CK illusions. What are their options here? Maybe a lion, maybe damn, this is actually a really tough call. Lion is a decent pick given the AoE control and of course the Finger of Death for the burst damage versus that OD. But if they want to play it safe, picking up a Dazzle might not be terrible either. You've got armor to deal with the Chaos Knight's physical DPS, and of course the Grave to deal with, or rather keep the Ursa alive. But no, it'll be the Witch Doctor. So some AoE control coming out finally. Can't believe I didn't think of that one actually. Witch Doctor is one of the best ways to deal with the Chen and the Chaos Knight. The Paralyzing Casks just cause all sorts of chaos when it comes to micromanagement. Great choice coming out from DOP, and suddenly the lineups look dead even once again. For those of you that are just tuning in, you are watching the ESL India Premiership. It is the final phases of, or rather the final stages of the summer phase 3. For those of you that couldn't make head or tail out of what I just said, it's essentially a 3-seasonal tournament with summer, fall, and winter, and each season is then further split up into 3 phases. So we're now at the end of the first season, which will culminate into a LAN happening later this month. All right, Tower Showdown done and complete with. Just a complete waste of time, that Tower Showdown, really. Alrighty then, let's get this started. In the red corner, you've got Disciples of Pain, or DOP. AJ will be handling that Ursa. Lucifer Sama is going to be handling the Spirit Breaker, Volatile Seraph. On the Witch Doctor, Shock. Oh, that's Shakira, Shark Era. Wow, that's horrible, man. He's going to be playing the Death Prophet, and Silent will be playing the Darkseer. On the side of XRG, you've got Gandhi handling the Chen. Khans is going to be playing the Underlord. It's going to be OD handled by... yeah, I'm sorry, guys. My console is going nuts on me. It's going to be OD that's handled by Zar 7K. DU will be playing the Disruptor, and Mage is going to be handling that Chaos Knight. As is tradition, we have the Great Indian Dota pause coming out here, this time from DOP. We've already had an absurd amount of delays in the game. In fact, I think we're a full hour of schedule as the game is officially getting underway at 9 PM as opposed to 8 PM. But such is life in the Indian esports space. Got to accommodate players and their unusual requests every now and then. All right, we have this game finally getting underway here, guys. They're gonna start by TPing out to the lanes here. We've got Silent that's moving in to drop that early observer ward. He's actually not picked up anything. Just picked up popped the smoke, picked up a TP, moved into the jungle, and gets a deep sentry ward play. Huh? What? Am I missing something? Or okay, he's doing this to block out this camp to deal with Chen. I'm sorry, guys. Complete brain fart moment there. Should have seen that coming. I'm gonna have to quickly reconnect to the game, guys. My Dota seems to be framing a little bit. Please stay with me. Hopefully I'll be back before the creeps clash.
Seconds to battle.
Alright, I'm back in and it looks like we haven't missed too much. Great, we're alright. Turns out my monitor is actually a potato, which is why things are looking horrible on my screen right now. Thank you, Zawi, if you're listening. If you are, I know that he is a sponsor for the ESL India Premiership, so please monitor says I will be forever in your debt. Alright, standard start. Looks like they got 2 bounty runes apiece. Chen, unfortunately, is not going to have this one camp to work with. So it's possibly one set of centaurs less. He does, however, start off with a centaur picked up in the deeper end of the jungle. This doesn't really slow him down too much. But yeah, there we go. He's going to pop a smoke right at the bat with a good creep picked up. Let's see where he chooses to make this play happen. Possibly going to be on the top side of the map, but top is a little busy as well as Khans is getting zoned out here by Volatile Syrup. He's going mid. He's going to loop around here, hoping to get that low ground stun on Shakira. And this could be perfect. I mean, he does have the Astral Imprisonment for the setup. Starts off with the setup. Will they get in touch? Will they get the stun in time? Yep, they're going to chain it up perfectly. This could be first blood. I mean, they've got a fair bit of damage coming out. Tango, Charge, Spirit Siphon, and Shakira survives. So not too much harm done here. Chen, his rotation, I wouldn't call it a failure. It is a success considering he's forced out the salve as well as the Iron Branch Tango from the Death Prophet. So this should put the Ori in a slightly advantageous situation. Rinse and repeat. He's just going to go back into the jungle, keep farming up with his now dead centaur. He's got the Holy Persuasion available, gets another centaur and should hit level 2 by the time he comes in for the next gank. As far as CS goes, it is the Ursa that's taking the lead, but for some reason the creep wave has now pushed into Khan's tower. This gives him 2 range creeps, which is quite a big deal for 2 minutes in on the offlane. Meanwhile, on the other side, Silent gets stunned up here. They do have a glimpse to work with. They're going to glimpse him all the way back. He's going to pop the surge and make a run straight towards his tower. Gets pulled back with a reality rift, but still refuses to go down. Charge coming in from Lord Lucifer Sama. He gets a hit off on DU and then an Iron Shell thrown upon him. With the Orb of Venom slow ticking in. He's going to do a fair bit of damage on DU, but that is assuming he can get in range. After all, he is a level 1 Spirit Breaker with no points into the Empowering Haste. For now, Gandhi's Chen is going to call out the Boots of Speed. Possibly going to make a play with those boots towards the middle lane, but he's walking around with no creeps at the moment. Well, Khans looks like he's been successfully zoned out of the lane here by that Witch Doctor. Volatile Seraph has started off with a Melodic, so he's playing aggressive Dota there. Well, at bottom it's turned into a full-fledged duel lane with the Spirit Breaker and the Dogs here. No blood has been spilled just yet though. 2 minutes in and both sides just busy harassing each other, poking away at each other without really going in for the finishing blows. There's There's the setup at mid. Centaur. No Centaur available actually. He's got the Dark Troll Summoner. They should be able to do a bit of damage, but again, with the Spirit Siphon, Shakira is going to stay alive. Long-tail Seraph comes in, throws down those coconuts, but yeah, it's going to be the death of the Dark Troll Summoner. No denies coming out from Gandhi, so an extra creep going in favor of Shakira. The first nighttime is upon us and first blood is yet to be spilled. Shakira going to be thanking his stars that he picked up a regen rune there. Lord Lucifer Sama has no mana available to charge in here. Looks like they're just going to try and make a play straight the old school way. Lucifer walking in. Meanwhile, Khan's now up to level 4, has 2 points into the Firestorm and 1 point in the Pit of Malice as well. Not too much kill potential on this top lane. I mean, if he's really going to have to make a big mistake if he's going to get killed off here, wherein they connect with that Earth Shock. But this is next to impossible at the moment. They will start off with the coconuts. The Earth Shock comes in, and I might have just spoken too soon. They're diving in deep. But there's the Pit of Malice. Khan's still taking a lot of damage. Lord Lucifer Sama comes in as well. I ought to bite my tongue for that one. They actually did end up getting the kill, but AJ goes down. That Pit of Malice catches him on the way out. The tower finishes the job, but it is first blood going in favor of the DOP squad, but it does end up in a return kill on that Ursa. And I mean, to make matters worse for DOP, Khan's is going to get EXP and farm under his tower in addition to the money for that extra kill. So overall, I'd still say this works out in favor of XRG. It wouldn't have been the case if AJ survived though. Give me a moment, guys. I'm just going to be right back. Sorry guys, idiot delivery guy thought it would be a good idea to ring the bell multiple times. Anyway, looks like I haven't missed any kills in that short downtime. What's the Chen been up to? He's not exactly power farming and he's not exactly getting kills either, so this looks like it could be a bit of a wasted effort on this Chen's part. Might just consider stacking up creeps and farming when he gets a Wilding Ripper somewhere, but I mean, he's got some great creeps to go ganking as well. Dark Troll Summoner and the Golem missed the kill. Apologies, guys. Looks like bottom lane's where the action's happening. Silent ends up going down to the Chaos Knight. So now got a Bracer in addition to Power Tread. So he's also really tanky, which makes him a hard target to bring down. But there's the setup at mid. Looks like Death Prophet could finally be going down. She's got the haste rune, but that doesn't really help her in the face. Sables, she's actually making a run for it and does get away. You gotta be kidding me. I was pretty certain that was gonna be her death. Still a fairly bloodless game here. Just 3 kills in the first 7 minutes. Silent. He didn't quite spot out DU there. I heard a charge of darkness coming in. It is towards the bottom lane, but Mage is returning with some hits of his own. Volatile Seraph! He's alive for now, but ends up dropping finally as Mage. Did he take him down with an Orb of Venom? Yeah, I'm not too sure how he ended up dying, but it is a kill nonetheless for Mage before he ends up dropping himself. Gandhi is really made with an army of some of the best creeps that he could have asked for in this early game. This again, if Shakira doesn't end up dying, I'd be really surprised. I mean, you could have a charge coming in from behind, which could hurt them quite hard. But this time they've also got DU rotating in for this kill. There's the setup with the Astral. Death Prophet playing way too aggressively for her own comfort. Ends up getting hit with the Dark Troll Summoner's stun, but where are the Golem shots? I don't think... Okay, he did get the stuns out. He still survives. In fact, it's going to be the Death Prophet that gets the kill. This is a defensive imprisonment coming out here. Shakira wants to run up top. Gets the kill with the Crypt Swarm, and it is the OD that ends up dropping after all. Really strange that the Death Prophet doesn't end up dying again. They've just been using the DP as bait while rotating in heroes of their own to turn things around. Invis Death Prophet goes bottom along with Mage getting stunned up, vacuumed in. They need the bash, and there it is. Spirit Siphon, not needed. Just gonna use the Crypt Swarm to get that kill. Shakira scores himself another one. 4 and 3 with a very crucial kill on that one position from XRG. This could throw a wrench right into their plans here. XRG has to be careful about this. They can't afford to keep dying like this. Because the moment that Death Prophet gets a point into the Exorcism, I think that's when DOP decides to start barreling down towers. They're still a while away from Silence Mech though, so that's one thing that could be keeping them a little bit on the back foot here. Another charge, this time on DU, he gets stunned and then the glimpse sends him back. So no kills coming out quite yet. Let's have a look at that Underlord for now. He's up to level 7. No points into the Dark Rift just yet, so the element of surprise is not available. Meanwhile, at bottom, Mage could be the one in trouble here, or is it going to be the Chen? There is an Observer Ward in the lane, a Radiant Observer Ward rather than so his movements have been spotted out, but it looks like they're still choosing to stick around and fight. They're going to go in first, starting off with the Dark Troll Summoner. The Glimpse is there, pulling the Dark Seer back into a 4-second stun, but there's the charge coming in to throw a wrench into their plans with the bounce on the cast. Bouncing around as well. Gandhi's the one in trouble. Silence the one that goes down first, and then Gandhi drops behind him. AJ is running in now with the phase boots activated. Can't quite get range to the Mage. There's the charge going through. He does get the charge stun off, but the Pit of Malice is there under the tier 1 tower with a Firestorm from Khan. They'll score the kill there. Well, Lord Lucifer somehow, and his aggression does get punished. It's 5 for 5, 2 down on the side of Disciples of Pain, and well, all they really got for it was a kill on the Chen. Totally not worth it for Disciples of Pain. It's also a little worse for them considering that Mage got the kill on the Darkseer, so extra money going in his pockets. Well, they are charging once again on DU. This time it could be DU's death. Just gonna try and play it as slow as they possibly can, but there's that ward again that spots this out. He's just turning kill and going under his tower, has a glimpse, uses the Static Storm instead, so they're going for the kill. Debated is the word that I'm looking for. The Astral Imprisonment comes out, but it may not be enough to get that kill there. He's still alive, Lord Lucifer somehow, and he turns around with another strike. They do get the stun off, but AJ is in trouble now. The wall gets thrown down. Mage with the Reality Rift going to town on AJ there under the tower with the defensive imprisonment coming out from the AD, keeping him alive for the time being. He stays alive through it all, steals as much intelligence as he can from the Death Prophet before dropping the Sanity Eclipse, but Mage ends up dropping the DP for the killing spree that rather takes away the killing spree with a double kill of her own. Is going for the triple as Gandhi drops it. Will be Volatile Seraph that gets the kill. Disciples of Pain on the delivering end of those blows. This time around, walk away the victors of that skirmish. Khans, he's just moved himself up top to continue farming. That was a 4 for 2 exchange in favor of the Dire side, but they still couldn't transition that into an objective. The good thing though for them is they've still got a level 2 exorcism that's yet to be used, so the next fight could more than likely transition into some crucial objectives for them. Hans charged up here, AJ running behind him as well. They've got the Pit of Malice to stop that Spirit Breaker in his tracks. Khans survives for now and stays back under his tower. The Death Prophet with Exorcism expended. The tower does end up going down. Strange maneuver coming out from them. They actually fortified after the tier 1 went down and didn't quite get the deny off either. Khans making progress towards a mechanism, a much needed mechanism rather. But it is smoke time. Knowing that the Exorcism is on cooldown, they're gonna pop a smoke and hope to find a pick off on that Ursa here. And AJ is just moving into the jungle for now. I wonder if he's gonna get caught by this. Going up onto the high ground here. Zock's the one leading the charge, but they haven't quite found anyone just yet. They escaped very narrowly here. Well, bottom lane, they're just going to bring down this tier 1, expecting a retaliation to come out. They're positioning quite defensively in that general area. So the game plan for DOP seems to be to create space for the Ursa to come online with his next big item. Well, the game plan for XRG is to group up as 5 and use that Chen's abilities to push with that supremely tanky Chaos Knight to try and take down as many objectives as they can. An eye for an eye so far. It will be a tier 1 tower traded on both sides off lanes. But the push is incoming a lot faster from XRG towards the tier 2 tower, and I think DOP might need to go and contest this. Yep, looks like they're going to be contesting. Shakira is the one running forward. Throws down the Crypt Swarm to slow this as best as he can. But the charge is coming in. AJ, he's been spotted out by this Observer Ward again. Mage is the one going in. The silence comes out, cancelling the reality rift. Static Storm coming out along with a bit of mana. The wall back, the standing eclipse. It's AJ that drops first, and then Lord Lucifer come on next. Double kill for the Disruptor. They fought this one perfectly, using the vision advantage from that ward. And now there's a Death Prophet left for dead in the middle of the face, stunned up for 3 seconds, stealing as much as she can from Zoc. Who's really aggressing on who though? Because Khans is now trying to bail his allies out with the Dark Rift. They're gonna get out of there. Can't quite get the kill. So 2 down on the side of DOP, no casualties on the side of XRG. They walk away scot-free here, while DOP are left clutching at straws. Well, given that the Standing Eclipse and the Phantasm are now on cooldown, and that they've still got the Exorcism online, I think DOP could smoke and move into the Rush Pit, or maybe just take a fight and take down some objectives of their own. I mean, they have a full Vlad's finished up on the Ursa, and he's also got himself maxed out Fury Swipes. So Roshan should definitely be on his mind. He's even got that Smoke of Deceit at the ready. Bottom. There's the charge incoming. They need the silence to start things off, but the silence, it does come out. It is an offensive imprisonment that comes out on Lord Lucifer somehow. Here comes the backup from XRG. Shakira cannot continue chasing this. Silent. We're still to see progress being made towards his mechanism. He's still at 1600 gold, and by the looks of it, he might just be rushing the Blink Dagger here, considering he's been saving up the money. Nope, I say that and he queues up the mech. As for the OD, looks like we are going to see the Dragonlance, the Force Staff into the Hurricane Pike coming out. The key here for XRG is to be able to kite around that Ursa in the fights, making sure that he doesn't find a single target to lock down on and beat up on. They've also got to ensure that they don't lose out on those Aegis, those Roshan takedowns by the Ursa. But that's a bit of a tall order, because you never really know when the Ursa is going to smoke and move into the pit by himself. If he wants to take that risk, of course. Khans has his full mech complete now, so he is a force to be reckoned with, and a really tanky one at that. Well, Chen's walking around with a bunch of creeps of his own. He's actually going... It looks like he was building towards a mech and then decided to switch gears. Might just end up going back for a pipe here. I'm going to take that back. There's absolutely no reason for him to get a pipe in this game. Maybe a Vlad's to help out the damage output from his teammates. Here comes the push. They've got a Phantasm if they want to pop it, but they're choosing not to just yet. Just using the Chen creep army. Zark is going to get charged upon, but instantly gets it cancelled. Lucifer would have known that that's a bad idea. Even a tornado being thrown down for good measure. Watch for the initiation from Khans. Just cancelling that bit of mana there. They know he's there by himself here. They're going to... Can they bring him down without any backup? Looks like the team is trying to get enraged, but he's just out here by himself and drops before the response can come. That was a really questionable move coming out from Team XRG. Either you commit with that fight or you don't show that you're there at all. Now with one down for 25 seconds, it's DOP's turn to try and find some more pickoffs, and they're gonna go in with DU getting caught out first. Earn, along with the Spirit Siphon, a surge for good measure. This will be an easy kill for the Death Prophet. 2 down now, and that should be a tier 2 tower or Roshan. That's the really scary thing about the Disciples of Pain's lineup. Every miniature advantage that you give them can transition into an objective ever so quickly. With the Ursa, you've got the ability to take down Roshan, and with the Death Prophet, you can take buildings immediately. Lucifer Sama just staying on the front lines. They're going to start by expending that Exorcism. There's the reality rip coming in. They've got the stun off coming out on Darkseer. He dies before he can do too much. The Aegis has been claimed by AJ, and now it's their turn to fight. There's the imprisonment coming out. Shakira, remember, he still has the ghouls. He's got the Spirit Siphon going on along with that, and that Exorcism. So much damage coming out from him. They end up bringing down the OD as well as the Chaos Knight, and now it's just cleanup squad on aisle 3. It is the Witch Doctor that ends up dropping behind. It's a dominating streak taken off of him, while the Pit of Malice holds one position. They are going to get the Yules to cancel off the TP from the Chen, resulting in a double kill for Shakira. All across the board, that was a very successful team fight coming out from Disciples of Pain. They end up getting 3, they end up getting the Aegis, they end up keeping their cores alive through it all. And hey, the Aegis is yet to be expended, with a brand spanking new Blink Dagger that's now being picked up on the Ursa. XRG will find themselves in a bit of a tight spot now. And it's not like they have an opportunity window either. I mean, they've blown their they've blown their Sanity Eclipse as well as their Phantasm in the last fight. So while the Exorcism might be on cooldown, they can't quite take a fight of their own. Mage might just have found a freebie here on Silent, but who's really found who? Because the Witch Doctor's come in, the Pit of Malice is not going to catch Lucifer somehow. He's just going to charge forward. Decides to cancel it nonetheless. Looks like BKB is going to be the item of choice coming out from AJ here. A wise choice indeed. Given the amount of magic damage, control and disables coming out from XRG, you want to have that magic community to go in and fight with no real resistance coming out. The smoke's been popped and it wasn't spotted out here. That scan just barely misses their positions, but Mage could still be going down here. He's on the low ground. DOP though, decided not to go in after all. It's about 3,000 net worth in favor of Disciples of Pain, with about 3,000 EXP going in their favor as well. Casual glimpse sending him all the way back towards the bottom lane, but no worries, he can always charge back if needed. AJ surged up, choosing not to blink up there. He's actually blinked elsewhere now. Well, Zark and DU still just staying back, not really going into that fight. They're good choice to not commit because the Sandy's Eclipse is still on cooldown for a little bit. You can clearly see this spring in the step here for DOP. They're feeling a lot more confident about their ranks with that Aegis picked up in the Ursa's arsenal. And of course, the physical DPS from the Death Prophet can no longer be ignored. She's also got a Ghost Scepter in case the Chaos Knight jumps her. It's just going to be tower trades coming across the board here. Zark. We're going to get the tier 1 on the middle lane here, while DOP will get a top tier 1. The push isn't stopping though, and I think XRG would, or rather DOP would do well to go and fight this. Seeing TP's coming out, they're going into the tier 3s. Shakira going to be the one running forward. They're going to start with Silence coming out. Triple Centaurs on the front lines. Gandhi going to use a send back on his creeps as well. They've got the glimpse coming out, but the charge comes forward. They've gone on a Chen and his Centaurs. They've got the Fanatic Field thrown down, and Astral comes out defensively as well. Silent tries to run forward. AJ will be the one to jump in first. Gandhi has been torn to shreds here. And along with Gandhi, his creeps will end up dying as well. Again, a 20-second window of opportunity has been presented to DOP. They're going to move bottom to try and take that tower. Mage. Looks like he's going to TP out in the nick of time there. creating as much space as he possibly can. Why are DOP not grouping up as 5 in one lane here? Okay, they're gonna pop an exorcism at mid. Well, AJ is still at bottom. It's a strange movement coming out from them. I mean, they could get jumped upon at mid with no real time for a response, but I guess they're now moving in, so it's fine. Silent, still waiting behind to jump in with the vacuum in the wall if needed. Well, Shakira's taken a lot of damage here. He's been hit with a static storm. Using and they jump upon Khan's here. A death ward has been dropped and it's doing a fair bit of damage. The heals come out as well. But behind, we've got a national imprisonment of Shakira that actually keeps him alive through it all. He throws down the silence, but it's only on illusions. Mage comes back in for another bounce. Zoc with the triple as he's on cleanup duty here, bringing down all three of them, 2 supports and a death prophet, and now he's going to work on silent as well. Tons of stolen intelligence. He's hitting like a truck, and it's 4 down on the side of DOP. He fought that one very absurdly. And what's worse, they didn't even get that tier 2 tower. AJ desperately needs that BKB to take fights here, but they also need a bit more lockdown and control coming out from themselves. Gandhi and Co. still going to work on this tower. They've also got illusions mage, so no, never mind. They're just going to pussy out and TP back. No static storm, no sanity's eclipse. I can agree with the decision to move back. Chen, he's finished up a Vlad's as well, so the damage output has suddenly gone through the roof for XRG. Not entirely sure what TOP should be doing here. I mean, you could try and stretch this one out into the late game phase, but then you're gonna have to worry about a stacked OD and a stacked Chaos Knight going up against you, which is a very scary proposition. But speaking of Chaos Knight, he's out here by himself while the rest of his team is smoked elsewhere. Mage, what was he thinking? But they have the doctors, they're coming in, but they're gonna be a tad bit too late here. The cavalry has arrived. They've got a static storm along with a bit of malice and a kinetic field coming out perfectly while Shakira comes in from behind. They know there's no Chaos Knight, so a lot of the physical damage is unavailable here. They're gonna go to work with the exorcism on that silence OD. He's been brought down as well. And this looks like it could be DOP's fight after all. They need the stun. The Yules is there. They will stop the Pit Lord in his tracks, or rather the Underlord in his tracks, making it a 3-for-2 trade in favor of DOP. But once again, the Ursa ended up dying in that fight, thus delaying his BKB. Some much needed armor is now on the cards here for the Death Prophet. Going for the Shivers Guard next. But again, they're on a clock here. 90 seconds, no Exorcism, but the Phantasm and the Sanity's Eclipse are available. So XRG would do well to actually smoke and make a play of their own right now. You don't want to give that Ursa time to get that PKB online. Chaos Knight, just to go for the Yasha next. So it's going to be Illusion Dota coming out from him with Mantis Style as his next item. As for the rest of the Radiant squad, they're walking around without a smoke available on any of them, but just sticking as 5 and farming really inefficiently now. Shakira. This doesn't seem like a good idea at all. Why is he out here by himself, just creep swarming creep waves? His TP's in his backpack as well, but yeah, he's got the Invis rune, that's why he was playing so confidently. Space was created. There's the smoke. Going on the hunt, looking for an Invis Death Prophet. They've gone in an absolutely haywire direction here. They're finding no one with this smoke. Mage. He's decided to go back and farm once again. Well, DOP, they look like they're about to pop a smoke of their own. Do they have one though? Both teams just really taking it a lot slower than I would have expected. I mean, they have the Exorcism online now again on DOP. And they've also got the opportunity to get that plate mail in their stash and get bonus armor. But yeah, I guess it makes sense to wait, given that the entire Shivers guard is just so close. Meanwhile, bottom tier 1 is going to get taken down here by a Chen army and a stray OD. Who, by the way, is also going for a BKB of his own. I can't really agree with that BKB, but I mean, it's great versus the silence, so you probably have to get it anyway. But apart from the silence, I don't think it's going to add too much value, given that there's a lot of physical damage coming out from DOP. But hey, they'll find a freebie here on Lord Lucifer somehow. They will get that kill, but looks like they want to fight here. But yeah, they're just going to Dark Rift and bail instead. Unfortunately, Chen's creeps cannot come along for the ride. There it is, the full BKB now completed on the Ursa. Well, Roshan has respawned as well. XRG could actually take Rosh themselves. They've got the creeps to come and tank up most of that damage, and Chaos Knight does pack quite a punch. That's what they're gonna do apparently. Going in with that Vlads. What? That was a complete waste of mana. Test of Faith. Right next door. Okay then. Are we gonna see DOP contest though? Yes, we are. They're gonna pop a smoke and walk straight into the U. They'll throw down the cast. It'll bounce once, but that's all it's really done. This Rosh, it's going down, but it's not going down as quickly as they would have liked. They need to go into the pit here. AJ is the one leading the charge. Blinks forward, goes in, has a BKB, pops into dodge the blitz. The silence comes out onto the Chaos Knight, but the Astral is there to keep him alive. They've got the Exorcism already popped, and Gonvi is the one taking damage first. The heal comes out, but he ends up dropping. Static Storm dropped along with the wall in the back. Mage, rather Chaos Knight on his on the run out of there with his Mantis Shell and Phantasm already popped. Another silence comes out. Abyssal, or I was about to say Abyssal Underlord, but it's actually the OD that gets brought down there. Apologies guys, a ton of lag coming out on my screen there, making it hard to find out who's who. But as the dust settles, it is a fight taken by DOP, along with an Aegis and a Shields claimed by their squad as well. They need that BKB on the OD really. I think that's probably going to help him stay alive to some of the disables coming out, but more importantly, they need the Chaos Knight to be the one initiating the fight, I think. But hey, no Exorcism again. Well, they've still got their spells online, so perhaps they could be the ones making a play here. XRG. Again, why go for a pipe on Khans when, or rather even that Hood of Defiance on Khans when there's such little magic damage output coming out from TOP? I mean, Exorcism is physical. Spirit Siphon, sure, is magical, but I don't think you're going to be worried about a Spirit Siphon 32 the game when there's an Ursa laying his claws into you and an Exorcism doing a truck ton of damage. Might have done better to get a 4-star for himself. Anything and everything to kite around that Ursa would be most welcome on the side of XRG. "40 seconds to the Exorcism, which should be go time for DOP. You know, XRG, I think they're waiting for the BKBs and the Chaos Knight and the OD now before they do anything fancy. Gandhi, he hasn't had the best game, I have to say. And Chen is one of those heroes with diminishing returns. The longer the game goes, the less effective his hero turns out to be, and the less effective does Newt be, in fact. At this point, it's more about how he can keep his creeps, his teammates alive, and To that end, I think a 4-star or a Glimmer Cape would have helped. DOP looking to go in through the bottom lane while XRG will try and make a trade happen on the top side. However, this time around, it is DOP that has the advantage when it comes to pushing. They're actually going in here. They're actually charging on Zark. He gets stunned up here. They jump AJ, but he's got no stuns. Strange decision to go there. I mean, they could have just gone and pushed high ground on this bottom lane with that Aegis in tow. Instead, they've chosen to back off, which means that they must now defend their top side and wait for the next opportunity. XRG will breathe a sigh of relief knowing that they're not going to be forced into a high ground defense just yet. TU. Again, I really can't agree with this Veil pickup on top turn. They're just trying to be too offensive when what they should be doing is kiting around the Ursa and staying alive while the exit system is blown. But Mage charge gets hit with the stun, the Solar Crest along with another strike come out. Done a fair bit of damage, but here's the Dark Rift trying to defensively bail his ally out. Indeed he will, but behind they've ended up losing another one. Disruptor's down for 46 and no BKBs were expended for that. DOP should consider breaching higher ground with this. He's got the money for his Bastion though. Might want to call it out before the fight breaks out. Alright, watch for the initiations coming out from the Ursa jump. So now it is going to be Khan slowing down the push as much as he possibly can. DOP choosing not to commit to this push. They're not making the most use of their Aegis. Instead, they're going to charge up on Mage, but they need someone else to TP in because this has happened way too many times now. They're just getting baited across the map. XRG is just creating space and trying to drag this game out as long as they possibly can. Aegis is now lost and Mage just picked up a BKB. This puts XRG in a better fighting position going into the next skirmish. As for Shakira, it is going to be the Octarine core coming out for him next. Anything and everything to reduce the cooldown on the exorcism. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. XRG using Mage as bait. Or are they? I mean, the rest of the cavalry is here, but at the same time, the OD isn't. Probably want to be careful about taking this fight. OD is one of their largest sources of damage. This is, if they fight this without the OD, it's going to be a terrible mistake on their part. I think they're just relying on Khans to bail him out with the Dark Rift. They're going in. Dark Rift committed. Can they stop this? Can they do anything about this? And all the units there, he's going to get taken back anyway. He'll survive, and again, space was created. Good moves coming out from XRG, just making some risky plays at the cost of, or rather using a couple of spells at the cost of his opponents losing space. This allows him to start pushing out the top lane and keep his farm rate rolling. But I think DOP have had enough. Or had they? Or rather, will they push without the Aegis right now? Ursa actually chose to skip the Basher, by the way. He's gone for the Desolator, further augmenting the physical DPS coming out from his teammates with that armor reduction. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, having that lockdown versus Zark would have been a much welcome addition to the DAP arsenal. It's been a long time since we've seen anything happen in this game. The last kill was a straight pick off on the disruptor, and that was about, I think, 10 minutes ago. Or was that 3 minutes ago? I can't quite tell time on these net worth graphs. Anyway, we finally got a smoke being popped here. It is going to be XRG that goes out hunting for a pick-off. Looks like they were worried about Roshan being up online again. And there's the smoke by a stray Spirit Breaker standing on the high ground. Okay then. Casually done. Now gonna net it up. Just trying to be the bait for his teammates. Gets a couple of stuns off. Chops down the nether strike as well. AJ jumps in. Pops his big in the back. The wall, they're all there perfectly. But no one on the side of the way to the guys as well. Manning up, fighting with his team. Mage pops his own BKB. Tries to fight through as well. The death possibility, exit system expended, but can't quite get enough done. Pops a ghost scepter of her own and then gets put into prison by the OD. Well, they're sort of just hanging around trying to do what he can. Standing the clips, drop down as well. He's ended up getting the kill on just the Witch Doctor, and with that, he's going to pay for it with his life. Shakira, however, controlled up by the kinetic field behind, while Bondi drops down a couple of spells and runs, but OD was left for dead and ends up dropping anyway. It's still a 3-for-1 with an exit system expended, a wall and a vacuum expended. XRG. I'm still going to say they come out on top in that fight. DAP making some very questionable plays now. I mean, I don't quite understand why that Spirit Breaker decided to hang around after breaking smokes. He could have quite easily just backed off and come back when his teammates were closer to jumping in there. And again, with those BKBs now coming out on the side of XRG, the lack of a basher on AJ means that they've got no way to control those heroes running around with Magic Immunity. The battle is on for Roshan and for the Aegis. It's going to respawn in just about a minute's time. Both teams know this, which is why they're hovering around the pit. What's interesting though is that neither side has their ultimates online for the next 10 seconds approximately. Let's see a play being made here. TOP just commandeering the high ground. Got a haste rune picked up by Khan, so AJ is going to choose not to jump in there YOLO. But YOLO, it will be Lord Lucifer someone that runs in. Got the exorcist and the prophet. The fight's broken out, the wall's there, the back is well. Caught in the pit of malice along with the static storm in his face. Mage, he's doing a lot of damage in the dark side, who gets brought back to the reality field, dropped down as well. The exorcism not doing nearly as much as they would have liked, but it's enough to send the OD packing with Astral himself defensively, while there's a full HP Ursa just laying his claws in the Mage. He gets brought down by Shakira after all. And they're gonna end up getting this fight successfully. Maybe not though. AJ gets brought down by the OD, who turns around for a last couple of hits. However, the Disruptor could be the one going down. No more Spirit Siphons available. So much control coming out from the side of XRG. That Pit of Malice, the Kinetic Field, the Astral Imprisonments, and the stuns coming out from the Chaos Knight. I'm wondering why the Death Prophet chose not to get a BKB of her own now. Once again, I'd say that fight actually went in favor of XRG, especially since the OD survived once more. This time they know that there's no exit system, but there is a Sanity's Eclipse, so maybe they want to pop a smoke and make a play now. E-Blade pickup coming out from Shakira. Just finishing up that Ghost Scepter into a full E-Blade now, I guess. That was the natural progression for her. But I think it's time to get rid of the Veil and maybe get a BKB. Even a Lincoln Sphere wouldn't be terrible given that the OD is about to have a... For now, just staring down that double damage room while Roshan stands in the pit. Once again, I think the next big fight is going to take place near the pit. Double damage rune picked up by AJ, who's now going to have to make a... Been given the Glimmer Cape for safety thus far. We'll get back up to the high ground. AJ is moving into the pit while the rest of his teammates are smoked and waiting around here. Wanna make this fight happen, but it's Chaos Knight coming in with a Phantasm committed. AJ stunned up by Rosh. They need to go in. They've got the Static Storms up behind. He can't quite blink out of the pit just yet. He's waiting for the opportune moment, and I am in lag, ladies and gentlemen. But as I come back into the frame, there's BKB's popped. There's 2 dead on the side of BFP while AJ is being guided. The lag is unreal, folks. I'm really not sure what's going on here. But turns out, Disciples of Pain are now the ones receiving the pain. Shakira, his exorcism still going on, but he's not going to stay alive much longer himself. He's tagged with the Thunder Strike and brought down. XRG forcing out a couple of buybacks from Disciples of Pain while they're going to have to come in and contest Roshan without their BKBs and without their big ticket spells online. Khan's and his boys now barreling down that middle lane. The Manta Style expended, they got the BKB back online in 5 seconds, and remember they've still got the Aegis in tow. With a cheese on the OD as well, this looks like it could be a successful high ground breach, and they really should commit to this despite not having the Phantasm. They know that there's no Death Prophet for 40, and when she's back she will have the Exorcism, so now is the most opportune time to make a play. Tried to go in there with Zark running forward, but can't quite get the job done. In fact, if they know that there's no buyback, they should actually just jump right in and take this fight. Starting off with the side of Vice. There it is, high ground has been breached. XRG, they're gonna get a lane of barracks. AOP probably not gonna be able to do anything about this. All they can do is really watch Mage. Okay, he was about to be left there by his teammates, but they're out of there with the Dark Rift. Khan's putting that spell to its fullest possible use. Disciples of Pain now playing with a mega disadvantage up against them. Well, Mage has the money if he wants to pick up a Reaver right about now, but probably best to just hold on to the buyback, given that he doesn't want to drop down the army. Maybe even just go for the Abyssal first. For what it's worth, you've also got a full pipe finished up on Khan. Well, Death Prophet. She's actually committing to the middle lane here. What the hell is going on? This doesn't look like a very good idea. She's just put the Exorcism dying as well. No, she's gonna survive, but that's a wasted Exorcism, and with an 80-second window, XRG just has to push in the middle lane now and then move top. That was a very questionable move coming out from Shakira. I don't know what XRG is doing though. I really don't understand why they're farming neutrals instead of just pushing mid when there's no Exorcism and while they have an Aegis and a cheese. What are they doing, guys? This is how you throw games. I mean, by the time they reach this tower, they're gonna actually end up having the exorcism back. But instead, they'll Dark Rift top and they'll go on AJ the Hex to start things off. But they haven't quite managed to knock him down. Instead, they'll get the kill on the Spirit Breaker inside the Pit of Malice. It's one down, 60-second window available now, where they can push into the high ground without fear of the charge to initiate. And hey, this time they've even got the Phantasm available. He's picked up a Diffusal Blade on the Chaos Knight, which is going to help him deal with that Ghost Scepter, or rather the E-Blade on the Death Prophet. But at the moment, he doesn't have a slot for it. How are DOP going to defend this push? It's going to take a really massive back and wall, followed up by a lot more from the rest of the team. But they're going to get the kill on AJ before the fight even begins. No, they'll force him to block the ZKB. Remember, there's still a cheese available on the OD, so he's not taking too much damage just yet. Instead, they've gone in with the BKB Mage, doing whatever he can to back the wall. They're both there, along with this exorcism is going to work. But it's Zark that's dishing out the pain while I'm lagging like a mother here. I can't quite see what's going on. It's a double kill for Zark. They end up bringing down the Ursa. That's a dieback on him, and he's down for 100 seconds. No casualties on the side of XRG just yet. That could be about to change, as it will be the Underlord that drops first. They got the OD on the cover of the Glimmer Cape. He's still doing damage as much as he can. Gets the kill along. The Super Summer has the cheese to work with. Doesn't quite consume it. Ends up going down as DU drops next as well. Disciples of Pain, against all odds, have managed to hold. But they did lose the tier 3. Why didn't he use the cheese then? And whatever happened to the Chaos Knight? Shakira looks like he's going for the Scythe of Vice next again. I think he needs that BKB here. Meanwhile, Chen, he's now upgraded to Ancients following him around as opposed to the little centaurs that he was once used to. Mage, meanwhile, with the DD rune, no longer has that Aegis, so he can swap it out for the Diffusal Blade. So it looks like we will be going for the Abyssal Blade after all. We're 60 minutes in almost, and we still don't have a clear winner for this match. Hans is going to TP his buddy up top to continue split pushing while Gandhi's been pinging out that shrine on the bottom side. We're yet to see that Basher being picked up from AJ. The control that Basher will bring to the table is just huge, especially if you can finish it up into the full Abyssal Blade. I feel like XRG could consider pushing through here. And I mean, they've also got the Ags now finished up in DU, so even a support disruptor, a 5-position disruptor, is such a force to be reckoned with here in the face of DOP. One well-placed Static Storm on the Death Prophet means no Yule Scepter, no E-Blades to save herself. There's just so much value in having that online right now. And he's also gone for the spell amplification talent, so he's gonna hurt like a truck here. XRG probably thinking of taking down the shrines now before they make a play, but instead they're going to be the ones jumped upon. The charge comes in. Lord Lucifer goes upon OD, who forces himself down to the low ground first, thus avoiding what could have been a crucial pickup. Meanwhile, a hasted mage throws down the stun, but it gets dodged. Courtesy the Glimmer Cape. That'll be a shrine taken up by XRG though, uncontested. We've also got that Granite Aura coming out, which should help everyone on the side of XRG get a bit more tanky. Then a Dark Rift up to the top side to continue pushing. I guess it is the right decision considering that there's no tier 3 tower here. While those creeps are going to continue going to work on this bottom side. Alright, it's the moment of truth. XRG going in to end this game. Starting off with the Phantasm, a Mantisad as well. Man, that is disgusting. An army of illusions just going to town. There's the back. The wall is there as well. The Abyssal Blade gets thrown out. A Static Storm drop again. Can't see Dimly Squad because of the lag. However, it looks like no one has died just yet. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I have no clue why my computer is lagging like a maniac every single time there's a massive fight coming out. But it looks like there's 3 down on the side of TOP. And they're about to lose their barracks as well. GG could be called here. There's even an FPS drop coming out from Khans apparently. But that's 4 down on the side of TOP. And I think this could be the end of the game here. None of them have buybacks and everyone on the side of XR is still alive. Alrighty, complete team wipe, and that is all she wrote. TOP will tap out and drop back into the starter cup for the next set of matches, or rather the next phase or the next season of the ESL Premiership, while while XRG will now progress into the Challenger tier, or rather will remain in the Challenger tier. Hope you guys have had a blast. I'm CloudX from AFK Gaming. We'll see you guys day after tomorrow once again for the ESL India Premiership.
Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we have a winner for tonight, and that's pretty much it about today's show. So I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. I think after all this excitement and action, we need a little break of one day. So we'll be back again at ESL India Premiership 2017 on Wednesday with the final round of matches for the relegations that will decide the fate of the teams and who will be joining us in Challengers. Now, this has been exciting, but let's not forget what we are here for. We are here for one of the biggest esports, according to me. It's like the biggest. I mean, I'm a big fan of ESL. So, in Mumbai, there are going to be the LAN finals for this, which is going to happen on 1st and 2nd of July, and I hope to see all of you over there. So, thank you, folks, for being with us, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Let's not forget, this is ESL India Premiership 2017. Sponsored by, owned by HP, HyperX, and Zowie Bank, and it is organized by Northern Gaming. I'm Oren Panchim Yoshiyari, and I gotta say, good night.